My policy is really laser focused on lowering costs and on affordability. What I'm calling prairie populism is really looking out for workers and looking out for the middle class. I think the first thing that we need to do is we need to raise the minimum wage. Say the very first bill that I'm going to sponsor in the U.S. Senate is going to be a dignity and work bill. It's going to be to raise the minimum wage, do away with 14C certificates, which allow a for-profit business to pay someone just due to a disability as sub-minimum wage, and also bring back collective bargaining rights to every single one of our workers. But we also need to lower healthcare cost.
So let's just take apart the first thing with the minimum wage before he gets into the healthcare. Look, minimum wage is one of those things that people make out, and it sounds really nice and it sounds really fluffy. You know, oh, these businesses pay, these people minimum wage, and we need to increase minimum wage so that way we can force the businesses to pay the employees more. And at face value, that looks really nice and dandy, right? I think one of the things to point out, like if you live in the state of Iowa, you know that no business pays minimum wage. Like the true minimum wage is like $15 an hour. Like if you are looking at jobs and you find something less than $15 an hour, that's like, okay, like nobody's gonna, like those jobs are always hiring because nobody can even afford to work that. They're like, yeah, I like that's not gonna do it for me. So this whole idea of minimum wage, especially in this context, is just kind of ludicrous and silly. And I think when you look at every other state that has increased minimum wage past $7.25, the economic woes are way worse. Because I mean, I don't want to get into the whole libertarian ideology or whatever too much, but like, I think when you raise the minimum wage, what you're actually doing is you're telling businesses you need to work with less than what you have. Now, if you look at like a corporation and they're backed by the big banks, so as we've gone over plenty of times, they're not actually free market businesses. But let's leave that aside. Let's say you're a mom and pop shop. You have 10 employees. You pay them, I don't know, $9 an hour. And they agree to that. And, it's a working ecosystem in a sense, right? Then the government comes in and says, okay, you need to pay these employees $15 an hour. Two things are going to happen in that scenario. A, you're going to have to let go half of your staff, which is going to hinder your business and going to hinder those people because now they don't have a job. And B, the people who you have hired who are working for you are now going to have to take on more responsibility. So it truly is like a lose-lose situation. And even with something like the corporate sector, these things have a backlash effect. Because the thing is, look, like if you're going to just impose this on a business, the next logical thing that's going to happen is prices are going to increase. And that hurts everybody. Every single fucking person, except Josh Turek, because he probably can afford it no matter what. But, this affects everything. Minimum wage is not the solution. Truly, if you think about like the affordability, it has way more to do with increased taxation, and really like things that are really out of Iowa's control, like, the tariffs, how the economy is doing with the war in Iran, how gas prices are raising because of that. And like, this is why I think like a position like this is just meaningless, because like, what the fuck are you really going to do about that as a senator or as a senator? What is he really going to do about that?